Look, I'll meet you in the city room with the tape. And you better have somebody there from legal to go over it. We don't want a libel suit.
Why, Clint, when did you ever worry about a libel suit? I thought the banner policy was print it and let the truth be damned.
No. That was your style when you ran The Intruder. At the banner, we tell the truth.
How noble.
Well, I don't know about noble, but it is necessary. Like it was necessary for me to tell Joey the truth about the woman who kicked him in the teeth.
Despite what you may think, I really did try to explain to you.
I'm not interested in hearing you try to explain to me how you tried to justify yourself to Joey or anybody else. What you and David did or tried to do was low enough. I mean, faking evidence, helping David worm his way into Viki's family.
The evidence
making Joey your fall guy, using him to cover what you and your new husband were up to. I can't even think of a word that would describe just how low that was.
I'm
Dorian.
sure that you'll come up with something.
You know, Dorian, you really ought to be back in prison. And if there is any justice at all...
You want to talk about justice? Then let's talk about innocent until proven guilty. There is no evidence against me, Clint. So what are you going to do about that?
I really ought to thank you. Joey's never been better off. You know why? Because he finally saw for himself what you really are. A self-serving, manipulative witch. I tried to tell him that, he wouldn't listen.
So, I'm a bright light in your otherwise bleak existence. Thank you, Clint. Really, I'm glad you're happy.
You're damn right I'm happy. I'm happy that he's free of you. But I don't take any pleasure in his pain, Dorian. How you could swear up, down, and over that you cared about him, that you loved him, and then just...
All right, fine. So now you can say, I told you so, until doomsday. But what happened between me and Joe is something that you will never understand.
Well, I'll tell you what I do understand. I understand that you used him, and then you threw him away like a dirty shirt. Now, I got a little prediction for you.
I'm not interested.
I predict that David Vickers is going to hurt you every bit as much as you hurt Joey.
I presume you're finished.
No, I'm not.
Let go of my hand. I said let go of my hand. If you don't, so help me, I will call the manager of the country club.
Be my guest. While you're at it, call the police. Maybe they can explain to me why you're not in jail.
You know, it's bad enough hearing that tone of voice from your ex-wife. But coming from you, how dare anybody in the Buchanan family sit in judgment? You want to compare dirty linen?
I never said I was spotless. Same thing goes for the rest of my family. But we never murdered anybody, Dorian.
Then we're even, because I never murdered anybody either.
Well, except for your late husband, Victor Lord.
Hey, why stop at playing judge and jury? Why don't you take a rope and string me up from the chandelier, Texas style?
Well, after all your years of ruthless social climbing, at least you'd finally be above everyone else at the country club.
Hey, that's clever. Divorce has been very good for you.
It'll happen, Dorian. If not now, one day. Maybe when you least expect it.
Okay, what are you talking about?
The law of averages. I mean, sooner or later it'll catch up with you. You can only hurt so many people for so long. Now, I thought that Viki was going to put you back where you belong, but somehow you got lucky.
Oh, luck had nothing to do with it. She decided to stop lying.
No. You mean that she was still using her usual integrity? Yes. Even after all the times you hurt her, and after what you did to Joey, she still couldn't bring herself to swear that you had confessed to murdering Victor.
Because I hadn't.
No. Because she wasn't sure if it was her feelings or your actual words that she remembered from that night.
But you are sure. You weren't even there. And you're sure about what was said and not said.
Well, you're right, Dorian. I wasn't there. But I know this. I know that when Viki told me that you confessed to murder, that wasn't confusion talking. That was the truth. Now, I don't know how you did it, how you got her to change her mind. But you can take this to the bank. I'm going to find out.
Take your best shot. You don't scare me.
Don't I? I think I do.
It's been a long day.
It's not even 2 o'clock.
Exactly. Are these all the messages?
Si, senora.
Are you sure? Did somebody named Jean call me?
No, senora, those were the only phone calls, but,
But what?
Mr. Vickers, there was a problem.
What kind of a problem, and where is David?
The police were here.
The police?
Si, senora, they took him away for questions, they said.
Not yet.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What did you mean, not yet?
Bo is going to obsess about Irene Manning's diary until he has conclusive proof that that final entry is a fraud. Then I'll be back on death row.
Dorian, you are overreacting.
No, I am not. You promised me that that evidence would vanish before something like this could happen.
Mrs. Vickers, what's wrong? What's wrong? I've known you for a long time, Mrs. Vickers. I know when you're worried with good reason.
I really can't discuss it, Carlotta. I'm a bit upset.
Your husband is taken away by the police? Of course you're upset.
Well, I certainly can't hide anything from you. You know me too well. Carlotta, when the police were here, did David say anything?
To me?
To them.
About what? Is Mr. Vickers in some kind of trouble?
No, not really. It's just... Well, he's young, he's naive, and sometimes when people are questioned by the police, even when they're innocent, as happened to me, you know, things can get twisted around, and suddenly it seems like they're not innocent after all. And when I think about poor David...
Is there something that I can do?
No, Carlotta, but I think what I'd better do is go straight to the police station before David says something. I mean, before he's tricked into saying something that he'll later regret. In sickness and in health. That is what I promised.
You're a good woman, Mrs. Vickers.
Thank you, Carlotta.
And a loyal wife. I hope Mr. Vickers appreciates what he has.
I hope so, too.
But if the police should come by again, what should I do?
Do what I would do, Carlotta. If they ask you any questions, look them straight in the eye and answer them truthfully.